Hello and welcome to another ACY Securities Market Update. My name is Alistair Schultz and I'm going to be your host through today's trading journey. As always, I'll give a bit of a virus update and that's not going to change today. We have nearly 1.4 million infections globally so far, with the number sitting at 1.34 right now. We have nearly 75,000 dead as well as a result of COVID-19. But it's not all bad news. We have seen so far that Italy, France, Germany and Spain are reporting a lower number of infections on daily cases, and we've also seen that there are lower cases of deaths in New York and the UK. Now, in addition to all of that, we do have some slightly disadvantaging news that's come out of this. That's been that Prime Minister Boris Johnson from the UK has been moved into ICU with COVID-19, and Shinzo Abe from the Prime Minister of Japan has proposed that there is going to be likely a state of emergency for at least a few different provinces within Japan itself. So we're going to have to keep an eye on what's going on, especially if we're trading any of those yen pairs or any of those pound pairs. Now, just to give you guys a bit of an idea on what I'm doing with my own trade, I've been holding a euro pound trade for quite some time. It's currently up about 275 pip. But today, on the news that we heard about Boris Johnson, I've moved my stop losses further down to make sure that I can lock in that price. So no matter what happens, I will make 275 pip off this trade, but I still have a fair way to go till I reach my take profit target, which is still about 400 pip away at this point in time. On oil, we've also heard a little bit from OPEC, or at least from Saudi Arabia. They are looking at the idea of having meetings and discussions, and some of those have already transpired. And right now they're asking who's willing to cut production as part of OPEC members, OPEC Plus members, and of course OPEC Plus members being the G20s that they're trying to get a meeting with right now. And by how much are they going to be interested in cutting by? So they're not taking the stance that they usually take, which is we're doing this and you can either join in or not. They're actually trying to find out what people are wanting to do. And the reason that I think this is happening is because they've seen such a hit towards oil, not just from the increased production costs, which they did on purpose, but also because they're having less demand for usage of oil when it comes to shipping and general costings, and of course the supply around the rest of the world. If you've got lockdowns, there's not as many people traveling. Now from that, we've also got a little bit of news on China. We're seeing some defaulting debt crises sort of starting to occur. There's $1.5 trillion and more in what we could consider distressed debt or distressed credit. Now, these numbers are actually growing, so we're seeing the assets rising, and it is being reported that there are some people trying to take advantage of that situation already in the US, which mimics kind of what happened in 2008 with the credit crunch that they had during the GFC. Now, we've also seen some of these defaults that were actually, these defaults were occurring before the virus. Now that the virus is happening, it's just growing astronomically. So it would be real good to keep an idea on what's happening there and have a very close eye on perhaps some of these markets, because there might be opportunity for short side positions. And of course, if you're interested in doing sort of credit and default swap markets, then you might be able to have a look in there as well if you're familiar with them all. Now, some other news that's coming out for us which will affect everyone who trades with ACY Securities. We are updating some of our platforms implementing MT5. Now, through this, you'll be able to trade a variety of stocks in direct market access options, and that will come through the ASX, New York Stock Exchange, and of course the NASDAQ. So keep an eye on that. It's coming out next Tuesday. I am looking very, very much forward to being able to do some more content for you all based on some of these stock markets. So it will be exciting times indeed, starting from next week onwards. But I'll give you another update when it does come out on Tuesday, and what I'm going to go through and some of the charts that I might have a look at already at that point in time. Now, if there's anything, of course, you'd like to ask me about on today's video, or perhaps some of the other videos I've done in the past, feel free to send me an email at talk2al@acy.com. And of course, like and subscribe the video so you can get more great content from us in the future. Have a great trading day ahead.